Hi! Ever wish you could keep your chapstick with you during your outdoor adventures, but don't have a pocket or purse to stash it in? Well, whether you're out hiking, stepping out for a quick walk, or even kayaking, this simple clip-on chapstick holder is the perfect solution. It's practical, versatile, and you can easily attach it to just about anything. Your belt loop, a backpack, even a life vest. Plus, it's super easy to sew and can ensure that you have easy access to your chapstick no matter where you go. So let's dive in and make this adventure-ready accessory together. For this project, you will need a simple 12 by 6 inch strip of fabric and a lobster clasp swivel hook. Now head over to my website, which is linked in the pinned comment and the description below, to download a free pattern.
Okay, so after ironing your fabric to make sure that it's nice and flat prior to cutting, you'll want to go ahead and cut out a 12 inch by 6 inch strip of fabric. Next, head to the iron and go ahead and fold your fabric in half and press that down firmly. Once complete, open your fabric up and then take one side of the fabric and fold it towards the crease that was just made. And go ahead and press that down. Repeat the same thing on the other side. Once that's finished, go ahead and fold the item in half and press that down. Make sure that it's lined up really well and is pressed really firmly. Then pin it in place. Next, head to the machine to sew the open side together. Make sure that you line up your needle to the very edge of the fabric, and I mean very edge of the fabric. Sew down along that entire side till the entire piece is enclosed. Do the same on the other side to make sure that it matches. And again, make sure that the needle is lined up to the very edge of the fabric. See? Doesn't that look nice? Next, go ahead and snip all of those loose threads off so that they're out of the way when we begin our next task. Next, we're going to take an overcasting presser foot and an overedge stitch to enclose the raw edge at the short side of each end of our fabric strip. If you don't have an overcasting presser foot and an overedge stitch, you can use a zigzag stitch to achieve the same effect. Just make sure that you line up the zigzag so that it goes over the edge of the fabric. And again, go ahead and snip those loose threads off so they're out of the way. So next we're going to do a mock fold of the fabric to ensure that we get the ends enclosed in the correct direction. So go ahead and fold your piece of fabric in half and then fold the bottom half up a third. That will show you that the short end will be folded towards the inside. Now the reason we want to do it this way is to ensure that we get both sides folded correctly because they are opposites. After you get that side folded towards the inside, then go ahead and flip up the other short side towards the inside and pin that in place. Now you'll notice that both of these are folded opposite directions. Next, we're going to take it to the machine and sew each end down. Now this part will be a little bit tricky because of the bulk. It's difficult sometimes to get it through the machine. So after you get the initial stitch started, you may have to help feed it through a little bit just to get it through. Go ahead and sew that whole side down. And then do a back stitch the full length of the strip of fabric to make sure that it is very secure. Now, if you find once you sew that down that the opposite side of the fabric, the edge of it is flipping up too much, then you may want to go ahead and sew down another line closer to the edge of where that fabric is flipping up to ensure that it lays flat and that it will not flip up when you're trying to take the chapstick out. Do the same thing on the opposite end of the strip of fabric to make sure that it is sewn down securely. Next, snip the loose threads. Next, we're going to take the very corner of the inside of the fabric of the strip you just folded over and sewed down and just cut off the very edge of those corners. Now you want to be really careful with this that you don't cut off the main line of stitching. You just want to get the very corners of those inside pieces of fabric just to make sure that as the fabric is folded over that these corners don't stick out. Now you're going to lay your strip of fabric on the table where the unpretty side at each short end is facing down on the top and then up on the bottom, and then feed the fabric through your lobster clasp swivel hook. Then lay the fabric down and fold up the bottom side about 2 3/4 inches to create the main pocket. Make sure that that is relatively precise, and then flip it back over and flip up the bottom so that it meets the edge of the pocket you just made. Make sure all sides are aligned and then pin that down. You're going to want to be really precise here, so take your time. Now make sure that you pin all around the pocket, but you can leave the area above the pocket open. That will not be sewn down. Go ahead and fluff it out to make sure that the swivel hook lays flat. Next, we're going to go ahead and sew that pocket down. You're going to want to line it up at the very edge of the fabric, trying to match the existing stitching line along the fabric. Do a back stitch along the edge and then sew down all around the bottom. I would also recommend doing a back stitch at each end just to secure it more. At each corner, you can stick your needle down to help you pivot the fabric around for a nice clean switch. Sew to the edge of the pocket and then do another back stitch to secure the edge. I usually like to go right over the edge of the fabric here to make sure it is secure. Next, snip the loose threads. Look at that, we're all finished. Now you have a complete chapstick holder. All you have to do is slide the chapstick right in there, and you can clip it to anything and take it wherever you want to go. Now you never have to be without your chapstick again.
Now if you enjoyed this tutorial, please hit the like button and subscribe for more tutorials just like this. Now let me know in the comments if you found this chapstick holder easy to make and if you're excited about using it. And let me know where you see yourself using it. Well, thanks for watching. Check back next week for another tutorial. Now if you liked this video, you may want to check out this one.